Hello, welcome to Clipping In. It's Tuesday, the 1st of April, and today the sun's shining, a little bit of a nip in the air, but it's close enough for spring as far as I'm concerned. And we're going to do a real corker of a ride, one of my favourite long loops for this style of mixed surface riding. I'm at Bretton at the moment. You can see the entrance gates and you can see the bike. Time for the West Riding gravel experience. Beautiful looking morning. There's an easterly wind which I've been facing for the first 14 and a half miles ride out from home, but I'm hoping, as usual at this time of year, temperatures start to lift maybe anytime soon. This is a nice, we can call this gravel, I think, hard packed track taking us down into the grounds of Bretton Hall and the sculpture park. Hello, squirrel! How do?
Morning. Right.
Nah, nice and steady for you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm here.
Is it busy?
About 100 on bridge.
Oh, blimey. Nice steady climb away from Sculpture Park in the direction of High Hoyland. I'm presently taking this nice and steady 7.5 mile an hour according to the Garmin. Remember this because at the end of the loop I'll be descending it a little bit quicker than 7.5, I hope. What a day. Crunchy little track which takes us to Silkstone village. We've ridden about 6 miles of the gravel circuit, or whatever we're going to call it. Oops, that is it. I'm under geared. Right. It's a bit of a awkward pull this from Silkstone end up to the railway crossing, Silkstone Common. I probably dropped too low a gear there. I lose track of what cassettes and what chain rings I'm riding. I think this one, it's a 1x34 at the front, but I've no idea at the back. The big sprocket's enormous, but I'm 2 or 3 off that yet, thankfully. I don't think I could balance if I was on that 51 or whatever it is. Probably be quicker to walk. It eases off this second half after the railway. And again, remember this part, because I'll be doing this later on as well. We've joined the Disused railway near Oxspring, and we're now heading roughly south. Might be southeast at the moment, in the direction of Warncliffe on the top side of Sheffield. We're approaching that tunnel that I'm not very fond of. There's an odd sense in there. I noticed that the sign says equestrians. There's an alternative route for them because, oh crikey, here we go. Whoa, right, so dark. Right, I'm coming through. I don't like this thing. It's always, the air is always sort of icy cold and dead. Ugh. Thank goodness. I've made it another time. Oh dear, I have nightmares about that thing. Can you tell that I was a rock climber and not a caver? Hello. Shock to the system after railway riding. This is a track now that takes us top side of Warncliffe Woods. Nearly there. Thank you. It's a pull when you've been on railway for so long.
One of the last few that I need back.
Yeah. Ta-da. Still climbing. It's quite a long pull to get the top side of Warncliffe Common. Last April, when I was around here, there was a deer. Walked across the track, stopped in the middle. I'm sure he looked me up and down, went phew. By the time I tried to get the camera fired up, it'd gone into the tree cover on the left. I didn't catch him. No luck today either. So we've topped out Cliff Chase. That section with all the golf ball sized stones, that can be pretty tricky when it's wet. Nice and dry today, so not too bad. But it's not something that I would have fancied doing with the Schwalbe Marathon Plus. I think you need a tyre with at least a bit of off-road capability. This section coming up is an absolute peach. I've left at Wortley, a little village that sprang up around Wortley Hall, and this is just super fun gravel now. A bit loose in places on the top. Hey! And this takes us towards Pilly. Yeah, that stuff's got no key in at all, it just slides around. It's like scree running. Hooray! Always makes me laugh, that section. I wish there were a few more miles of this kind of thing. M1 motorway. After quite a few miles on the rubber road, it's quite a shock to the system now. We branched up and left back onto the rough stuff. See if I can find some climbing legs, because it's quite a pull. Ooh. We're on the outskirts of Silkstone Common. Okay. It's interesting. Not quite Return of the Jedi, but it's just such a variety. You know, in a few miles, I mean, I think I've ridden 26 of the gravel circuit and getting up for 41 from home, but you know, 26 on that gravel circuit, and I've lost count of the surfaces and the views and the terrain. It's just every few miles there's something else. Wonderful stuff. Especially on a day like this. Whoa. Now if you see to my right, there's a drop down there, and that's a railway bed. Because this is now reconnecting with the loop earlier on when it climbed from Silkstone. Green sign pointing left. Just leaving 1:05, and the day finally feels as if it's warmed up. I may be bold enough to take my arm warmers off soon when I get to the top of here. Hoyle and Swain. And then there's its near namesake on the other side of the valley where we'll be going, High Hoyland. Easy to mix them up. Now the next section of the circuit, there's two possibilities. The off-road one is a bridleway that I've shown before, and it's a quagmire most of the time, so I'm going to skip it and turn on New Road. Oh, rotten surface, right. And then basically make my way over towards Denby Hall and a smashing little bridleway climb. The one through the woods, I'm sure that in the middle of a heat wave it'll be rideable, but every time I've been through it's just mud, leaf mulch, branches. I can never remember if this is Denby Grange or Denby Hall, but it's tarmac to the farms and then turns into a nice little bridleway climb. Ridden just over 33 miles of the gravel circuit and almost 48 from my front door. I do. So we're dropping down here now. That's not very descriptive, I know. We're dropping back down towards Bretton Hall. I was just concentrating. You should get a good view of it straight ahead in a moment. There, that's a good view. Bretton Hall. I was just looking at my watch, which I shouldn't do, but 25 miles an hour. Stop it. Right. It feels quicker than 25 when you're on this kind of a surface, but so there we are, back to where it all began, the West Riding gravel experience. What a superb ride. It's a great circuit. Like I said, it's somewhere around 38 miles. I've ridden 52.8 from home and I've got about another 15 to get back, so it's certainly going to be my longest ride of the year. It's going to be nudging 67, 68 miles on this terrain and on a mountain bike. So yeah, whew, I wondered why my legs were protesting on these last climbs. But I think it's great to see spring underway in this area and to see, as I said earlier, all this variety of terrain in one loop. Marvellous stuff. Right, so that's all for this edition of Clipping In. I will say goodbye for now and see you very soon back out in the Yorkshire countryside. Bye bye.